Have you ever felt excited about a new goal, only to lose steam halfway through? Maybe you started a project, a habit, or a plan full of motivation but somehow never crossed the finish line. If that sounds familiar, Finish What You Start is a practical guide to closing that gap between intention and completion. Let's walk through its key ideas together. Section 1. Why We Don't Finish. First, Hollins tackles the obvious question, why do we quit? It's not usually because we're lazy or incapable. Instead, it's because of things like distractions, lack of clarity, or unrealistic expectations. Think of your brain like a GPS. If you don't clearly program the destination, it keeps recalculating, and you end up going in circles. Hollins explains that many people rely too much on motivation, but motivation is unreliable. It comes and goes like the weather. What we really need is something steadier: systems, habits, and discipline. Section 2. The Power of Discipline Over Motivation. Here's one of the book's core ideas. Discipline beats motivation every time. Motivation says, I feel like doing this today. Discipline says, I'm doing this whether I feel like it or not. It's like brushing your teeth. You don't wait to feel inspired, you just do it because it's part of your routine. Hollins suggests building small, repeatable actions that don't require emotional energy. When something becomes automatic, it no longer depends on willpower. Section 3. Make tasks smaller and clearer. Another big reason we don't finish things: tasks feel too big. When something feels overwhelming, your brain resists it. It's like standing at the base of a mountain and thinking, nope, not today. The solution is simple: break it down. Instead of saying, I'll write a book, say, I'll write 200 words today. Instead of, I'll get in shape, say, I'll walk for 10 minutes. Small wins build momentum, and momentum makes finishing feel natural. Section 4. Remove friction, add structure. Hollins emphasizes designing your environment to help you succeed. Imagine trying to eat healthy while your kitchen is full of junk food. That's friction working against you. Instead, make the good behaviors easy and the bad ones harder. Want to read more? Keep a book on your pillow. Want to exercise? Lay out your clothes the night before. You're not just relying on willpower, you're setting yourself up to win. Section 5. Manage your energy, not just your time. Most people focus on time management, but Hollins says energy management is just as important. You might have an hour to work, but if you're exhausted, that hour won't be productive. Pay attention to when you feel most alert and focused, and use that time for your most important tasks. Think of your energy like a battery. Don't waste it on low-priority activities. Section 6. The Role of Identity. One of the deeper ideas in the book is this: you finish what you start when it becomes part of who you are. Instead of saying, I'm trying to be consistent, say, I'm a consistent person. Instead of, I want to be disciplined, say, I'm someone who follows through. When your actions align with your identity, consistency becomes easier. You're not forcing yourself, you're just being yourself. Section 7. Expect resistance and push through. Hollins reminds us that resistance is normal. There will be days when you don't feel like continuing, days when progress feels slow or invisible. That's not a sign to quit, it's part of the process. Think of it like pushing a heavy car. At first, it barely moves, but once it gains momentum, it becomes much easier. The key is to keep pushing, especially when it feels hardest. Wrap up, core message. So what's the big takeaway from Finish? What you start. Finishing isn't about talent, intelligence, or even motivation. It's about building simple systems, staying consistent, and pushing through resistance, one small step at a time. Start smaller than you think, make it easier than you expect, and most importantly, keep going even when you don't feel like it. Because in the end, success doesn't come from what you start, it comes from what you finish.